Aishani Manatunge, and I feel really grateful to be in Chisan.
Fall is here, hear the yell, back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. I can tell that we are gonna be friends.
It's a very different atmosphere in here because I've gone to the other three colleges. Not
Oh,
really
you've
this
been
way.
to, if you don't mind saying, which two colleges have you?
Okay, so I've gone to Star, inside Star,
Star
because
Hall.
my sister lives there.
Okay.
And then I've been to a new college and Shanheng, and I found that it's really cool that Chisan has this mini theater and
Oh,
the
yeah.
library area because all my friends come here and hang out, like into Chisan.
Right,
So we have to like find different people to check them in.
right,
So like it's just three per person, right?
right.
And also, I think it's just like I felt a lot of people complaining about like the tutors are not good.
Right.
Like they're not that friendly. But like my tutor lives on my floor, and she's so cool. Like I never thought because I'm a first year, right? I've
Oh,
just
you're first
lived-
year right
Yes.
now.
So
Oh.
this is like the second semester I'm living in Chisan, and I felt that it's so cool that the tutors would like come up to you, and like one time there was this. Okay, I went into the pantry at like 4 a.m. because I was so late,
Okay.
and my tutor was like chilling and talking.
In the,
Like
in the
3
pantry at
yes.
4 a.m.
Yes, and like I joined and we talked a lot.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's so cool
It's
that
nice, friendly.
yes, very
Yeah.
friendly, and I didn't expect that actually. When they say like, I'm from Sri Lanka, so back there, I feel like there's some.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get this podcast into proper format structure. So I guess I just start with, who
Okay.
are you and where are you from?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, so I'm from Sri Lanka,
Okay.
so Colombo to be specific.
I don't know too much about
Okay, that's
Sri Lanka, so what can
okay.
you tell me about it? I've literally zero information about
Okay,
that
do you
country.
know the country that's just south of India? A
Okay.
small, tiny
Oh,
island.
I see.
That's Sri Lanka. So I'm from Colombo. That's the capital of Sri Lanka.
The capital of Sri Lanka
Yes.
is Colombo.
Colombo.
Say
yeah.
it again, Colombo.
Colombo.
All right, you got it right.
Yes. So, okay, what do you want to know about Sri Lanka? Because that's like such a lot. I can
Well,
say.
the fact that you said it's bordering of India, I wonder.
Not bordering. It's just south of India. So like it's separated. It's a separate island.
But it's close to the country India.
Yes, proximity,
Right.
yes.
So is there like because I met a lot of people from India, and I wonder if like what are the Cause since I don't know anything about Sri
Yeah,
Lanka,
yeah,
I'm just
okay.
thinking about what are the difference between India,
India and Sri Lanka.
yeah.
So first of all, I think culturally they're very connected because of the proximity. I think so. There's a lot of cultural like similarities.
Okay.
But when you really live in Sri Lanka and then you meet other Indians, you realize we can be very different too. Because when you talk about culture, you could talk about religion, food, clothing, right?
Right, of course.
So Sri Lanka is predominantly a Buddhist country, while India is
Oh,
Hindu,
it's a
right?
predominantly a Buddhist religion
Yes.
based country.
So because of that, I think there are some cultural aspects that are very different from India.
Right.
And also our food, although people might think, because of the spices, it might be close to Indian food, right? But not really. It's quite close to Thai food.
Thai food.
Yes,
where
Thai
it's-
food, because it's very coconut based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting it.
Yeah. And also, wait, have you tried Indonesian food?
Indonesian food. I just know Indonesian food. They created the shrimp crackers.
Oh.
That is an Indonesian
Yeah.
origin food.
It's just, there's like a food called Padang food in
Padang.
Indonesia.
Oh yes, I do
Right.
know
It-
the spice sauce, the spicy sauce. Padang. Wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm very wrong. This is like
It's fine.
some sort of vegetable.
No, padang is, I
Okay, I'm
think,
very wrong.
how they
Educate me,
eat, like,
please.
a type. I'm not sure either, because
Okay.
I just discovered padang food. Because last winter I went to Indonesia, I got a chance to go. And then I was, like, missing Sri Lanka a lot because
Right.
I didn't go back in 1 year. And my Indonesian friend, like, took me to a padang food place. And I realized it's just like Sri Lankan food. I think it's one of their traditional methods. I'm not sure about this piece of information. That it's, like, closer to padang food if you try it.
So
and
padang
also
food is a
Thai.
type of, like, what is it?
I think it's, like, a type of cooking.
Type of cooking.
Yeah.
It's a cooking method.
So I think they incorporate coconut milk, and then they have, like, separate dishes, then rice. Like, meat separately cooked, then vegetables cooked in a lot of coconut-based curries.
That's so interesting because this is an absolutely true story. Just a few days ago, like Friday night, I went with my mother to eat in a Thai restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And then she was going on and on about padang.
Oh.
That's why when you said it, I was like, oh, that sounds so familiar. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I wasn't listening to her. So
Oh.
I was just like nodding and going on with what she was saying. So now I'm regretting not listening to her because I could have actually used that information in this conversation.
It's fine. No, it's just like, because of that, our food is very different because it's coconut based. So even if I came here and had a lot of Indian food, which is extremely, like, delicious,
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, satisfy the craving of
Right,
tasting
right.
Sri Lankan food, right?
Right.
So that's a difference. And also, like, funny story, a lot of like, Indians and also people, do you know, like, the kebab house, right? That's on the fire.
Oh yeah.
Just like the
yeah,
cook
yeah,
canteen.
yeah, yeah.
They've tried to speak to me in Hindi, but I don't speak it.
So what languages do people in Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka, they speak Sinhala.
Sinhala.
Yeah, so
Which-
it's, I think Sinhala is only spoken by Sri Lankan people.
Oh, so it's okay.
Yeah. So if you speak Sinhala, I can, like, guarantee, like, that person's from Sri Lanka. But, like, if you're from Pakistan or India, I think Urdu and Hindi,
Or the
according to my friends, apparently they're quite similar, so they can understand.
yeah, that's
it.
what I've heard. It's like 80 to 90%
Yeah.
similar. I might be wrong, but I've
But
heard
for
it's-
me, I don't understand anything.
Oh, it's really different.
It's very different. Like, I think it did come from Sanskrit and Pali.
right.
But because of that, because I do look brown, I do look Indian.
Yes.
So because of that, a lot of people have tried to speak to me in Hindi, and I've been like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I feel very bad sometimes.
I don't
So-
think you need to feel bad. It's just that.
It's just maybe they're thinking, oh, like, this girl just know, but she just doesn't want to
Oh.
talk to us in Hindi.
I guess.
Because
yeah.
they've, like I've seen their faces, they're like, what's wrong with her? Like, that kind of, like.
Right.
So I think those are the main differences I find in Sri Lanka. So if you want to, like, separate Sri Lanka
Okay.
and India.
Okay, now I have a basic understanding
Yeah.
of Sri Lanka as a country and the people.
Yeah.
How about, is this may I ask if this is your first year in Hong Kong?
Yes, so I came last August
Last August.
Yeah.
Okay.
for my first semester.
How are you finding the city? It's been a few months already.
Yes, it's really cool because so HKU opened a Discord when our intake came in, I think, because of
HKU
COVID.
Discord?
Yeah,
Okay.
like an official Discord, right?
Oh, okay.
So then one of the people, they created a WhatsApp group and put the link out there, and they were like,
In
"This
the
is
Discord group.
yes, this is an unofficial WhatsApp group. You can join." And, like, I was reluctant to join.
Of course.
Yeah,
It's
because
it's a link from the internet
yeah,
sent by a stranger. I think anybody would be. able
yeah.
to
So then,
But what is the WhatsApp group?
so I was also curious, right?
Yeah.
So I joined it, and it was like people, just an unofficial WhatsApp group for the HKU 2022 intake. And then, like, I kind of vibed with the people there, and we were talking a lot. That, like, that group, if you didn't open it for 1 or 2 hours, there would be like 400, 500 messages.
So everyone was constantly online,
texting.
active.
And then one day someone proposed, like, oh, guys, can we, like, have a Zoom call?
Zoom call? What's Zoom call?
Zoom call.
Oh, Zoom call.
Zoom
sorry.
call, yeah. So
Zoom call.
Yeah. And then we had our first one, and I found that they were nice people.
Right.
And then, bit by bit, those Zoom calls turned into daily Zoom calls with like there were about 400 people.
400
group,
people in the
right?
Zoom call.
No, in the group there were 400 people,
Okay.
but there were 30 to 50 people who were joining the Zoom call every day, and there were some people who were there for 24 hours in the Zoom.
They
while
just
doing
leave
their
it
work.
on.
No, yeah,
They
exactly.
just leave their Zoom on.
So like there were sometimes I'll join, and there were like 2 or 3 people just randomly, and then when I came to HKU, like after quarantine, we met, and like I'm so happy to say like they're the friends I have right now.
That's nice.
Yeah, so because of that, I think my experience is very different because my brother also studied in HKU,
Okay.
and he was telling, like mostly certain ethnic groups hang out with each other, right?
That's what I've also noticed.
Yeah. But here, like my friends, I can't just like I can confidently say, oh, they're from like very different countries, and so I think it was possible because we met beforehand.
Right.
And we were very comfortable with each other. So, because I also met a lot of Chinese speaking friends, they introduced me to a lot of local food, local restaurants.
What kind of local foods do you like in Hong Kong?
Oh, Yangji Gomlo.
Sorry?
Do you know Yangji Gomlo? It's like mango.
I feel so
pomelo.
bad. I was
Okay, you know Yike, right? Like down the hill.
UK?
Just, I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing the shop's name right.
Can you describe where it's
Okay,
located at?
it's just halfway down the hill.
Is
You
it that
cross the road.
dessert shop that's usually open at like
Yes.
2 a.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's like a sago pudding that's mango and then orange and coconut milk.
Oh,
And
and you
it's
must
so
love
good.
that because especially for the coconut milk.
Yeah. That's really good. And also, and Chong Fan, right?
Chong Fan,
Chong
yeah.
Fan. That was really good. And Ho Ho's ginger chicken fried rice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they introduced me to everything. So I'm really glad that I met them.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying
Yeah,
your
yeah,
time and
I'm
and
enjoying
that
it
you've
a
met a
lot.
lot of friends
Yeah.
and people, and I think that's also like one of the joys of having the internet now,
Yeah.
that you could actually
definitely.
that something like this could actually happen, because if we didn't have the internet, I don't even know like meeting people would be such a weird thing, right?
Yeah.
But very different. Yeah.
Because sometimes I think if it was like pre-COVID era, I don't know if people will be joining all these online activities, because
Right.
I think one of the reasons people were actually joining it was because they didn't have a lot of contact before, right? Because the last 2 years of my high school was also online.
Right.
So I think people were they really wanted to connect with other people. So I think that also played like a big part of that forming friendship.
Are these Zoom calls still a thing, or did that slowly?
No, that ended.
whittle down?
Now we hang out a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because now everyone's
Yeah, you
physically
can
here,
go
right?
out now. Yeah. I'd be a little bit. I guess that would be a little bit odd if you'd still be doing Zoom and you never meet in person.
Yeah. It's just they're actually like my close friends, like the friend group. We formed a friend group, all of those people. So like that's about 20 people right now in my friend group, and almost like 80% of them are people I met before university started through the WhatsApp group.
Oh.
Like the person who shared that link is also one of my very good friends right now, who I thought was like, oh, what is this guy doing?
I think that's nice. Like, like retrospective, it looked really strange and risky to open a link from a
exactly.
stranger, but it worked out in the end, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm also really glad that I opened that link.
So what else have you been finding about as your year one? Have you been enjoying your year one so far?
Year one, yes, but last semester, I think, like, I couldn't cope up with all the studies.
Right.
So I did badly in one of my subjects,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like very sad about it. But then I think this semester I got like the hang of university,
Right.
because last semester was mainly focused on belonging to some friend group. and also
Being more socially active.
being more socially active. So because of that, I was very focused on that, and I feel like I neglected some part of studies because of that. So this semester, because I had like a stable friend group and I knew people more, so I think this semester I focused a lot. And also one of the regrets I had was not being close enough to my roommate last semester, because she was an exchange student.
Right.
So after she went, I was thinking, because I was hanging out with my other friends a lot, right? So I couldn't really hang out with her more.
Right, because you're always out.
Yeah, because I was always out actually. Because I'll leave the dorm around like 8:39 a.m. and I'll come back at like 2-3 a.m.
Okay.
because I was always like with my other friends.
Right.
So then she'd be asleep and we'll just see each other on the weekends, right?
Right.
So I was thinking, because she was like a very good person, but
She's very nice.
she was very nice. She was a very supportive roommate, but like I couldn't really have a proper connection with her.
Right.
So when I was in my winter break, I kept thinking, the next roommate I'm gonna get, I'm gonna
spend more, put an effort to spend more
Yes.
time.
So, and the roommate I have now, like we are very close and she's really great. And so that's what I think that changed between semester 1 and semester 2. And I'm glad that I got another chance, actually.
Another chance?
Yeah,
to,
because, like roommate wise.
another chance
Because if my current roommate was like me, who like going out and like hanging out with other people, although I would want to hang out with her, she wouldn't have the time or she
Right.
wouldn't feel the need, right? But I think right now the feeling's mutual and we really like each other's company. So that's really great about this semester.
I think that's nice. I can relate to that a little bit. Last semester, I was in Chisan already, and my previous roommate, he was basically the you of this situation, where he was always out and he comes back really late at night, and there are some nights he doesn't even come back at all, back at the room at all. So he's like outside doing whatever he's doing, and then but even though like I barely got to see him or interact, I still enjoyed like the small interactions that we had, and it's kind of more, what's the word, like cherishable, because it was like so little interactions that you just kind of appreciate them more.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've heard roommate horror stories.
Oh,
Like even from my current roommate.
would you like to share some?
It's just okay. So my current roommate was telling that she came to Hong Kong really scared because she's from Paris,
Okay.
and she said I think she was in Singapore before, and
She stayed in Singapore before?
before like for another exchange, I think.
Okay.
And she was telling she had very bad experiences with roommates because either they were like ignoring her or very messy, or like, there are small conflicts that happen when you're in the same space, right?
Right.
So she was telling me, I was like very scared because she was coming to Hong Kong, and HKU sadly doesn't give out your roommate's name, right? To connect beforehand.
Yeah.
So she was very worried apparently. But since I was also trying to be the best roommate I could be,
Right.
I think maybe that helped her. But she's really good. Like I could tell. Recommend her to anyone.
recommend this
literally.
roommate.
Like she's
You're gonna write a Yelp review for her.
Yes, exactly. I'd be like, hey guys, she's like so good.
5 out of 10 out of 10 Yelp
Yes,
review.
11 out of 10.
I'm glad that you're enjoying.
Yeah.
Like you have it sounds like you have a great roommate.
Yeah.
That you really enjoy your company.
Because like.
From my experience, your roommate is kind of like your other brother / sister.
Yes.
Because like you can, I don't know why, but you just have this need to just tell them, like they're like you just tell them anything and they tell you.
Oh my God!
They do the same back, and it's sort of like this like brother sisterly bond.
Exactly.
Even though you're not related at all.
You got it correct, like on point. Because I've told her like whenever I'm feeling down, like she gets it. She's like, okay, she's so cool in a way. She like find anything to compliment you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she'll be like
very nice and kind person.
She's a very nice and kind person, and I think she's really cool because she goes to the gym.
Okay.
To the point like she'll be tired, she'll be like doing
Of
her
course,
work,
yeah.
but she'll just like go to the gym when it's time. And I find that so cool.
Like the determination in her.
The determination, and she's very disciplined that way. Like, I actually look up to her because I'm a first year. Although we are the same age, she's technically a third year, right?
Technically. Or
Because, no, not technically, like, she is actually a
a
third
third
year.
year. Okay.
Because I took a gap year.
Oh, okay. I
So
see.
she's from France, and like she has a lot of work experience, I think. And because she's in the third year, she has more knowledge on how to handle things. So I really look up to her, and she gives great advice. Like, as you said, I actually like tell her anything
Yeah.
that's on my mind.
For some reason, like, even though I remember when I first this semester with my new roommate, because he, in comparison with the previous one, he's at like the room more often.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but there's like this weird thing that I just know I can trust him.
Yes.
That I could just tell, even though I've never like had a proper conversation with him before. Like, just I don't know, just like this weird bond of like being
Like,
in the same
You
room.
get a gut feeling or a vibe
Yeah,
about
yeah,
a
yeah,
person,
yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
they can be trusted
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
anything.
I remember with my current roommate when our first experience together was when I come in the room, he's there. He just arrived. He's putting down.
Oh my god, it's the same.
Sorry?
It was the same for me.
Oh, like
Because
you
I just opened the
you
door.
opened the door.
And she was
You opened the door as aggressively as you could, and he's just there
Yes.
looking at you.
Yes, and the funniest part was, like, I have a corner room, right? And I think she had, like, the bed that was just in front of the door. So
Okay.
her, like, wardrobe, like, the door to her wardrobe was open. So I didn't see her, right? I just opened the door, and then, like, she was like, oh. I was like, oh, shit, sorry, because I was very violent,
Right,
like,
right.
with the door. Because I didn't know she was that.
Right.
Similar to you. So it was, like, pretty funny.
Right. I mean, it's only until I got into like Chisan or like this hall in general is that I've started aggressively opening doors because you don't need to turn the handle.
Yeah.
You just push
Push,
it.
right?
So like there's
Exactly.
like oftentimes you would just see me just violently just pushing with
Yeah.
all my force, even though it's not necessary to do that.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I guess we can move on to the next question. You talked a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Yeah.
So how about oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
No, it's not. It's fine.
I forgot the other two questions. Wait, hold on. I had a paper, but I didn't. I didn't think I did.
Okay. I know the fourth question is where do you want to go, right?
Right, but what was the third one again? This is so embarrassing. Sorry, listeners,
No,
as you can see
it's
how
fine.
the level of professionalism here.
No.
What's the third question? It was What the fourth question was?
Where do you want to go?
Where do you want to go?
Even
Or
I can't
where are you
remember.
planning to go? And then the third question was, who are you? Where do you come from?
Did you already ask me that question?
I don't think I did because I only asked the first two, and you've obviously answered them. I guess we could just go from there.
Yeah,
Where do you plan?
To go.
Where do you
like,
go
in the
f-
future,
yeah.
right? So my major is data science and engineering.
Science. Oh, is this how you met my
data science
brother?
and engineering. Oh no, what is he doing?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, but me and Aishani had a little conversation before we started recording, and yeah. Apparently, she met my brother, who's in engineering, but I forgot which specific field of engineering.
Oh wait, I think he told. Is it mechanical?
I
I'm not
cannot
sure. I'm
remember
not sure.
what
I
his
just met him
specific
one time.
major.
Oh no. I met him through the doctor I know,
Okay.
like the lecturer.
All right.
I didn't know him. So I'm doing data science and engineering.
Data science and engineering.
Yeah, so it's a very coding under the CS faculty basically. So last semester when I was doing that, I didn't think of pursuing a minor or a double major honestly, but this semester we had a course called Intro to Data Science. So basically the introductory course, right?
Right.
And the professor I met told everyone, oh, you should have a certain expertise. Otherwise, the major you have is just a skill set. of data analysis, right?
Right.
So I kept thinking, oh, like Hong Kong's finance sector is very strong and prominent, right? So I was thinking of minoring in finance. So hopefully I'll go into the finance sector and then maybe data analysis, or maybe pursue mainly finance.
So it sounds like you see yourself long term here in Hong Kong.
I think so, because I don't know if you know, but sadly the economic situation in Sri Lanka is pretty bad
Okay.
because of the politics,
Right.
obviously, right? So I don't know what will happen in the future. Hopefully it'll recover.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but I feel like there's a lot of opportunities in Hong Kong for students like me, I think, compared to Sri Lanka, because I know like data science is a new field.
Right.
So I'm just worried back in Sri Lanka I won't have like as many opportunities as Hong Kong, basically. So I think I'm seeing myself staying in Hong Kong for a long time, because my sister is also here.
Okay.
So she might also stay. So at least I have family here.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope this is not bad form to ask or say, but I've noticed most people in that area of expertise is mostly like a male dominant field, and I think it's
Steady,
kind of,
right?
yeah, and I think it's kind of nice that that a woman is in that field and bringing more
Thank you.
like more perspective to it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way? If that's okay to ask.
I think you are correct, because when I go to my classes, whenever I look around, there's mainly guys, not girls.
Right.
Like that's a very true thing. But I don't know if I was lucky enough to have good experiences, but like the friends I have in my major, I have mainly guy friends
Right.
in my major, and they're very supportive, because I know for a fact I was very new to coding, and I just started last semester, and I needed to, and the others were seasoned programmers, so I needed to compete with them, right? And like my friends helped me a lot. They were just telling me, oh, you should do this, you should do this, and they never discriminated me because I was a girl. I never felt that.
That's nice.
Yeah, but I do know, like, when you go to the industry,
It might be a different story.
it might be a different story.
And hopefully it won't.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think our society has evolved enough to be more professional and
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, it's just sometimes I do worry, because of my skin color, that
Right.
might be different. Not just because I'm a girl, right? Because in Hong Kong I'm a minority,
Mhm.
and I do know how they look at brown people, which is quite different,
Right.
sadly. Because even I've been stared at by old people, like I'm not
Oh, those are
supposed
just old people. I think they just have
Yeah.
glaucoma. They're just having a hard time seeing.
like I'm not supposed to be here, right?
That's not true. Don't say that. I think
No.
you're very welcomed here.
It's just I feel very welcome with my friends, honestly. Like I do know that, and I'm really glad to have them. But sometimes when I face situations like that, it kind of makes me rethink everything. Like, do I actually belong? Like,
Right.
what mistake
Right.
will like make me go through hell or something, right?
I can relate to that. I have. I'm completely honest about this. I'm open, but I do have often massive imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what that is.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of, oh, am I supposed to be here?
Mm-mm.
What am I doing? Everyone's like way better, and
Yes.
then and I do have this thing with skin color also when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm Filipino. I'm from the Philippines.
Oh, right.
But and like I don't know if you met people who are Filipino, but
Yes.
mostly like brown. They're brown
Mhm.
skin color as well. But in the neighborhood I grew up in, it was a predominantly like really dark skin color, and I was like the whitest kid
Okay.
in the neighborhood.
Okay, back in the Philippines.
Back in the
right?
Philippines, yeah, and that made me feel sort of what's the word, uncomfortable, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like you just look physically very different.
Different, right?
Yeah.
That's so true, because I have a friend who grew up in the Philippines, but he's Chinese.
Oh, that's pretty common as well. Like a lot
Yeah.
of Chinese people in the Philippines.
So he said like he felt like he belonged in his school because his friends accepted, but when he was in the street,
Oh,
like he was just like
yeah.
another Chinese guy, right? And I think because of that, he was also telling me, oh, I'm very accepting of other cultures because he grew up as a minority in the Philippines and those people accepted him. He was telling. So I think that when you talk about skin color, the other way can also happen,
Right,
just like
right.
that, just like what happened to you, right? So you're fully Filipino.
No, I'm half Filipino, half Chinese.
Oh right.
I'm a mix.
Oh, the lecturer is also a mix.
The lecturer?
The one I met your brother. Like.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he is? Like half Filipino, half...
Yes, so I think his dad is Filipino and mom is Chinese, but he grew up in Hong Kong.
Oh, mine's the complete opposite. Where,
The other one, oh.
yeah, mother's Filipino, dad's Chinese. Grew up in the Philippines.
Oh, right.
So literally the complete opposite
Oh,
of
okay.
his story.
And I also have two Filipino friends. They are fully Filipino, but they're Hong Kong locals because they grew up here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How are you finding the Filipino people?
They're really nice. It's just, I think, because she has been very open about being a minority here.
Right.
Because sadly, like one time she was telling how, I think her mom is a teacher, and apparently some lady in the school came up to her and came up to someone else and told why is a domestic worker teaching my child?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and she was telling me, and I was very shocked because maybe because I'm in Sri Lanka, I'm from Sri Lanka.
Right.
I didn't know that the Filipino community was very high in Hong Kong, or how they were viewed as.
Mm-hmm.
It was very shocking for me to come here and learn, oh, that's how they're treated sometimes, in Hong Kong. So that kind of shocked me to the core.
Right. I've heard stories from my Filipino friends when growing up. They've felt the sort of discrimination. But recently, now, or a few years ago, I don't really hear much. But that could just be them keeping it to themselves. But it seems as if now people are more open.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm glad if that's
yeah.
actually the case, because I really don't want my friends who are actually Hong Kong locals. They grew up here
Right.
their whole life, and it's sad if they had face all that from the generation we are living in, right? So I really hope that's the case, that people are
Right.
progressing and being.
I think generally people here in Hong Kong are very nice and kind.
Yeah,
On a
that's true.
general level. Of course, there's always going to be those
Yeah,
people, but I
exactly.
think wherever you go,
Yeah, I think
there's
that's the
always going to
case.
be those people.
Yeah.
I just remembered the last question, and it is correct order. It was
Oh, okay.
who are you, where are you from, where are you going, and then the last question, what have you learned?
Oh, what have you learned?
Yeah,
Okay, what have I learned?
it could be from literally anything from Hong Kong, HKU, dorm, or just
Okay.
recently in your life.
That's a very big question, and I'm thinking a lot. Give me some-
I've learned that the peanut is neither a pea nor a nut; it's a legume.
Okay, I didn't know that. No, that's a new thing I learned. One of the biggest things I was fascinated was how Hong Kong aunties scream at you, but they're not actually screaming.
Oh yeah, I have this with my grandmother because she's from Chinese side grandmother.
Oh yeah, because I get scared by that.
It's
woman.
intimidating, right?
But then my friend's no, she just told you to be careful of the steps. I'm I thought she was telling me to go away.
No, yeah, that's just their tone. They're just very loud. Yeah.
And also, because of my Chinese friends, they're oh, don't put the chopsticks in the bowl
rice,
of rice.
because it's
dead people.
yeah, like an incense thing.
Might get insulted. And what else?
When I came to Chisun, this is kind of a funny thing, but I never knew how many different. Were you here during the summer?
No, I was not. So I came just after the summer break, right?
Because I was gonna say, I never realized how many different moth species are here.
Oh.
If
Oh my
during
God.
the summer, I don't know if if you just look out your window, there's just so many different kinds of moths.
I think that also depends on which side your room is in. That's like the city side and the cemetery side, right?
No, I'm talking about the pantry in general.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like everyone's pantry, I think, is in the same.
Oh, okay.
Facing
okay.
that cemetery.
Yeah, that's cemetery.
Which is a good thing, you know. Every morning, that's what you want to see, a cemetery.
Okay, funny story. So that was one time. It was like 11 p.m. last semester, and I heard like a girl screaming.
On your floor?
On my floor, right? And
Okay.
then another girl started screaming, and I was so worried.
Were you in your room?
Yeah, I was in my room, like just chilling, 11
Okay.
p.m. on some weekday night, right? And I didn't want to like go out because I'm like, what the hell is happening? But then I went outside
Right.
because like the screams were getting
Right.
too much.
Curiosity.
Right? Yeah, curiosity. Then apparently they were screaming at a moth.
Oh yeah, that sounds like
Yeah.
that sounds like a
So the moth had gone inside one of the girls' rooms, and and that girl I think asked for help from another girl.
and then it backfired.
The two of them were inside her room, and they were like screaming with like brooms, right? And I'm like, guys, it's like 11 p.m. Let me help you because I'm not scared of moths, right?
Oh, you're not scared of moths?
I'm not scared
Right.
of moths. As long as it's not a cockroach that's flying.
Yeah, that's also one of my biggest fears: a flying cockroach.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't.
like
I
scared.
I cannot
It's
handle
just like
it.
I can be. It's just I don't want to be the next target.
right.
Right? So like then I went help them and remove the moth and like put it out because I don't know if this is common, but in Sri Lankan culture, I think because it's based on Buddhism, we
Right.
don't really kill a lot of animals. Like, of course, I eat meat.
Right.
That's a different story. What I mean is like what we are taught from like a very young age is to, if there's an animal and it's like, you know, getting in your way, if you can, just like take it and put it out.
Oh.
Don't try to kill it. Right?
So are you more conscious about like that when you're dealing with like insects and
Yeah,
other
I'm very conscious.
critters?
Like even bugs or like moths. What I think it's ingrained in my thinking
Right,
as of
right.
now. But how I think about it is, like this is an animal who's like it's flying around because it's scared of us, right? So I'm just like might as well just like put it out and let it be without like I mean I could kill it, yeah. No
Yeah.
one would like notice, no one would care. But it's just I don't think it's the right thing to
Right,
do. Right? Because like I mean, what would I gain out of killing it? It's just like a momentary like satisfaction, right?
Right.
So yeah, so I caught the moth and just like put it out.
Whenever I kill a cockroach, I gain complete overall like happiness from it.
Yeah,
I call my friends and I start partying until the next day.
I know, like, okay, it's just like my sister and I are like this, but my brother would like just like go follow a cockroach and just like kill it with satisfaction. It's just I don't feel like doing that. It's just like a personal belief.
Right.
I guess. So I'd be like, oh, like that's a cockroach. I'll try to get it and just like put it out. Hopefully.
I wouldn't even attempt to get it. I would, if there was a cockroach in the room, I'd just leave it and ask someone to remove it.
Oh.
But I would do that thing where I would be outside the door and I would be peeping through
Oh,
it
yeah.
just to make sure I know where it is. Because I think the worst case is it's lost and you don't know where it is.
Oh yeah.
But you just know it's just somewhere in the room.
Yeah, one of my friends in New College, apparently he was sleeping like shirtless on his bed.
Right.
And when he woke up in the middle of the night, there was a cockroach on
Oh
on
no.
his chest.
Is he scared of those or he can take it?
He is.
Okay.
And although it was the middle of the night, apparently he went and showered because he was so disgusted by the creature. It was
Right.
like funny.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's a different take. And the most funny part is I've met more guys who are afraid of bugs and cockroaches than girls.
Really?
Yes, because
Is it not the other way around?
I don't know. The guys I've met, my guy friends, are very afraid of cockroaches and bugs. Like one time, I was walking up the hill, I think, with my Filipino friend.
Right.
Like the Chinese one. And he like shrieked and jumped somewhere. And I'm like, why, what happened? And he's like, oh, that's a
I love how casually you just said it.
Yeah.
Like you just saw your friend jump and shriek and you just like, why? What happened?
No, the thing is like, he didn't even try to remove me. He just like jumped, and I'm
Right.
like, what happened? Like, what's going on? Because I can't see anything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's dark.
And he's like, oh, that's like a cockroach. And like we go near it, it's not a cockroach. It's like a leaf.
Oh, he
Right?
mistook, he
It's
mistaken
just like,
it for
you know how there are small leaves that can just like
rustle.
move
Yeah.
because of the wind.
Yeah.
So it won't like fly away, but it will keep moving.
Oh,
right?
so it resembled like a
Yeah, it
cockroach
resembled
scuttling.
a cockroach. So
Right.
it was pretty funny, like how we just shrieked. So like all the stories I've heard from like guys, they're like, even my brother, he's killing it because he's scared.
Sorry?
He's killing like cockroaches because he's scared.
Yeah,
not
I think that's most people. If
Yeah.
you weren't scared, you would just not bother it.
It's just for some reason I'm not that scared unless
Right.
it's flying. That's a whole different level.
It's funny because I would think that I would be okay with cockroaches because growing up they were kind of everywhere.
yeah.
Especially in the Philippines where I grew up from. But that wasn't the case. Like I never got used to it. It just terrified me every time I saw one.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable because, like, you know how they move. It's like you can feel it, right?
You can feel it. Yes, I know what you mean.
Because even like one time I was in the washroom, I think showering,
Okay.
and this cockroach had to come up because I think it was trying to save itself from the water and climbed up my leg.
Oh no.
And that was like that gave me trauma actually. Like it is creepy, but I wouldn't necessarily like kill them or like
Right.
I'm not scared just by seeing them as long as he's not flying. That's
Right.
like the only.
I don't know why, but it's something about flying insects that just.
Yeah.
I think it's because your brain has a hard time maneuvering like 3D.
I guess.
Because if it was not flying, it's just 2D, whereas like front, forward, left, right.
Yeah, it
Or-
can go anywhere.
Or the fact
right?
that it can fly now, your brain has to think on a 3-dimensional level,
I guess
like up,
so.
down,
Yeah, that's so true.
and then you just can't handle it. You just run.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's actually all. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Anything you want to add? Anything you think we've missed?
Oh, guys, come to his podcast.
How did you find the? If it's okay for me to ask, how did you find
Yeah.
the introduction episode and also episode 1 that's out, by the way?
It was really good actually because when I saw your poster on the escalator,
Right.
I actually thought like I think I should sign up because I might not like have a chance maybe to like talk and meet you and like talk about Chisan, right?
Right.
And then I also thought it was very cool because sometimes in functions in Chisan, like high table or any gatherings, I've met a lot of people with a lot of interesting stories, even in HKU, right? And
Yeah, I think everyone has such interesting
yeah,
stories. to
They have
tell.
like a lot of interesting stories, and I think, I wish other people knew about the stories or whatever they went through.
Right.
So what you did, actually taking action, unlike me, who like think about, oh, it'll be nice if someone did it.
Right.
Yeah, so I found that very, very cool.
Thank
that
you. That's nice of you to say. As I think I've mentioned this in episode 0, I literally got it from talking to people while playing the guitar on the 29th floor.
Oh, right,
Laundry.
right.
I don't really play there anymore because I've gotten busy, but every now and then I would still do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I just remember when mid conversation I just think to myself, why is this not being recorded?
Oh,
It'd be so
right.
cool if we could recorded this
Yeah, yeah,
conversation,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's where I got this idea.
That's really cool. What you're doing is very
Thank
cool.
you. Well, it was such a pleasure to talk to you and get to know about
Same.
the country and your people of Sri Lanka, which I've always heard of the name but never knew anything about. But
Oh,
now I
okay.
know.
Now you're right.
Now I know. And I'm glad that you've come to this podcast to be the second guest. And I look forward to seeing you around if I
Oh,
do see you.
Same. I hope so too. Hopefully sometime, I can see you on the 26th floor, right? When you're less busy.
Right, 29.
Oh, sorry. Yes, 29.
But also the 26th, but we don't talk about that reason.
Oh, okay.
All right, it was such a delight talking to you, and I wish you well.
You too. I hope the rest of your podcast really go well.
Thank you. Oh, cleaner. Hello everyone, it's me, Brian, the host of the show. if you've forgotten how my voice sounds. While I was like editing the recording and listening back to our conversation and what I've said, I've noticed that, and a lot of people might point this out if you're listening, and I know you are. It's that I pronounce the country Thailand as Thailand. Now I want to make this clear that I'm not wrong. It is indeed Thailand. Like how you pronounce Thursday as Thursday and not Thursday. Or th thunder as thunder and not thunder. With a very strong Filipino accent. If you're Filipino, maybe you could get away with it. But the fact that I'm Filipino and even putting effort into pronouncing the th sound, the thump, the th sound, should give you some credit, right? Anyway, I just wanted to tell all of you that English is an arbitrary language, and that my pronunciation can be considered correct. And it is supposed to be Thailand. I'm sorry if you're from Thai. If you're from the country Thailand, and you're really triggered by it, but I'm sorry, it's a th sound. I didn't create the English language. I only abide to its rules, and the rules are th is a th, not a t. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. And as always, I'd like to thank my guests for coming on to the podcast. It was a very lovely conversation we had. It's currently 21st of March, 11:56 a.m. I just finished folding my laundry. I usually do it on Monday, but I got lazy when I got back on Sunday, and I couldn't be bothered to do it on freaking the next day on Monday. So I just thought, I might as well do it on Tuesday. Who cares? Nobody goes in this room other than my roommate. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good day whenever this will be posted. Hopefully tonight, tomorrow, depends on how lazy I am. And I just hope everyone's having a good day and we'll have a good week. And this is Brian, Mikael, Chang, just in case you forgot again, signing off. Bye-bye.